next question, the member for Ottawa Vanier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And my question is for the Minister of Municipal Affairs regarding the use of the ministerial zoning orders. Mr. Speaker, Bill 257 recently introduced includes a small section, Schedule 3, with potential huge impacts on environment. We've had discussions here in the House very recently about the intended purpose of ministerial zoning orders, which are to accelerate the approval process of necessary projects when it is considered a priority for the well-being of Ontarians. The overwhelming use of such MZOs by the minister over the past year has raised concern and criticism because non-urgent projects were fast-tracked without the benefit of consultations regarding the impact on our environment. And now the government is moving to invalidate any potential for oversight with Bill 257, making these MZOs final decisions without the possibility of appeal. How can we trust the government not to use their proposed full discretionary power to their own benefit with no regard for the environment?
Government House Leader to reply.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the member for the question. The Premier, as the Premier said earlier today, MZOs are a very important tool in helping us build very important infrastructure. Infrastructure that includes long-term care homes, hospitals, Mr. Speaker. I know the NDP raised a concern about it earlier. I note that one of the MZOs supported affordable housing in the Leader of the Official Opposition's own riding, Mr. Speaker. So we are going to continue to ensure that this very, very necessary infrastructure that supports our economic recovery and infrastructure that supports the very important needs in communities, infrastructure that has been asked by the local municipalities, as the Premier said. They have come to us, asked us to expedite these proposals through MZOs, and we're doing that after they have done that, Mr. Speaker. It is good policy, it makes sense, and we will, as the Premier said, continue to do that to the benefit of the people of the province of Ontario.
Supplementary question.
Mr. Speaker, we can all agree that in the crisis that we find ourselves in, there are some important decisions, swift decisions that are required to address the dire needs that have been exposed. However, cutting both the public and experts out of the process is not in the interest of Ontarians when it comes to ensuring we make decisions that will not impact negatively the future of our children. The provincial policy statement was developed with a vision, with the future generations in mind. Yet the government is deciding today that the provincial policy statement is no longer important, giving itself the power to allow for the destruction of protected farmlands, wetlands, and natural features. So what kind of message is the government sending to our youth? When speaking about the removal of the requirements to comply with the PPS, the Minister of Municipal Affairs has said, quote, there cannot be unnecessary barriers put forward, end of quote. Schedule 3 of Bill 257 shows that this government believes protecting the environment is an unnecessary barrier that needs to be overcome in the name of development. So how can the minister justify Schedule 3 and put...
Thank you very much. Government House Leader.
Again, I think I would thank the member for, I truly thank you for her question, but I think I would disagree with her. Obviously, the environment remains extraordinarily important. Again, this is the government that brought in the Oak Ridges Moraine. This is the government that created the Ministry of Environment, Mr. Speaker. When you're talking about MZOs, they are informed by local municipalities which have approached the government in order to expedite important infrastructure in the area. That does not mean that we set aside environmental considerations, but Mr. Speaker, we have heard for months and for years that the environment and the economy can work together. And in every instance where this government has shown that we can protect the environment, we can advance the economy, something that was sold to us by the federal Liberals and by the Liberals opposite, every time we've shown that we can do that, they have systematically turned their backs on both the environment and the economy. We can do both, and we've shown through this that we can and we will.